Hey y'all, so I know it's been a smooth minute since I've posted and really interacted on most of my social media, so I figured I would give everyone just an update. And honestly, I'm hoping that this story encourages y'all. The last few months, to put it very frank, have been rough. Mentally and emotionally, I've just felt super duper taxed. A big part of that is, my job. I mean, January through April, really May, is typically a very rough time for the accounting industry just because, we have several deadlines that are in February, March, and April, and it's just always like a mad dash for us to get through all of our work. And so it adds a tremendous amount of pressure and stress on an already tough job. And so I think this year I honestly just was not prepared for the amount of intensity that I had to kind of face. I think that working completely remotely for an entire year and an entire busy season was a lot more challenging than I think I anticipated. And essentially, I built up a lot of healthy work boundaries before I went into busy season. And I feel like when it started, all of those boundaries kind of went out the door. And I just found myself just feeling like very anxious, very stressed, and I almost felt like I was suffocating and really just suffering in silence, to be perfectly honest. I read and hear about, so many stories about people facing, for lack of better words, like real issues. And for a long time, I just thought that, my stress and anxiety at work wasn't a quote unquote real issue. And so for a long time, I wrestled with, is what I'm feeling out of the norm? Is it worth, seeking external help? Is it something that, I would categorize as, potentially being detrimental to my mental health? Is this, cause to seek therapy and seek, external help? And I wrestled with this for a very long time. I have awesome friends and family, and for those who know me very well, I've been complaining about my job for the longest time. And so I've talked to, several of my friends and family, and I just felt like because what I'm dealing with this is pretty unique, like I didn't feel like I was getting the help that I needed. And so I continued to suffer in silence, sadly. And it just got to a point where I felt like I absolutely needed, third-party help. And it's funny because I prayed about it. And, as a believer, I know good and well, like, God has me. And so for a minute, I, was struggling in asking God, like, okay, are you solely going to get me through this? Just me and you? Are you going to send me like a third party resource? Like, what is my help going to look like? And to be perfectly honest, like, I never really felt like I got an answer. And my job is very gracious to give us, free therapy. We actually get 25 free sessions a year, and they upped it this year. Actually, I think previously it was like 5 or 10, but starting in 2021, like, we get 25 sessions. And I thought that, that was really kind of God's way of nudging me towards getting like third party help. So I had my first counseling session this past Monday, and it was crazy. Like, not even 2 minutes in, like, I just started bawling, just like tears just flowing. Like, I couldn't even fully tell her all that I was feeling because I just felt a tremendous amount of pressure. And when I started talking, like, she, heard the cracks in my voice, and it just got to a point where, like I said, I just broke down. I couldn't even, explain like what I was feeling. And My therapist just told me, like, sis, like, I'm so glad that you released all of that, because I could tell you were carrying this weight. And, just to be frank, as a Black woman in corporate America, I just think that we really don't truly understand, I think, the depth of the amount of pressure that we put on ourselves. It's funny because my therapist mentioned, like, these think traps and these mind traps that typically happen where, we have one thought of, oh, I'm not good enough, or, oh, I missed this, specific thing that I should have caught. Like, I made this mistake, I can't recover from it. And our mind just kind of takes that one thought and it keeps going and going and going and going until we're just literally spiraling out of control mentally. And I was able to see that is literally what I was doing. There were so many times where I felt I was doing horrible, I was doing terrible. And then when I would talk to the partners I was working with, they would say, like, oh, Nicole, like, we think you're doing, really well. Like, keep going. And so I think that so many times, we put pressure on ourselves, feeling like, as the only Black woman or one of very few, like, we essentially represent the rest of the race, and we have to kind of like represent. And it's just like that amount of pressure is just, it's pressure that is undue, and it's not our jobs to carry an entire race. And I know, I'll speak for myself, like, I subconsciously feel that way because I know so many of my colleagues don't really have a whole lot of interaction with Black people in general, but I mean, especially like young Black women. And so I feel the need, for whatever reason, to really step up and feel like, again, that I'm representing this, entire group of people. And it's just a very unfair and undue amount of pressure that, I was putting on myself. And so honestly, because I've been feeling so anxious and stressed out, like, my creative side and the things I love to do, I just had no desire to do them. Oftentimes I would literally lay in my bed and just literally not want to get up, not want to do anything. There were several weeks where, I woke up, I talked to God, and I was just like, honestly, I'm being real. Like, I just don't want to do this. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do my job. I don't want to do anything but just lay in this bed. And just mentally and emotionally, like, again, I just was not connected. I wasn't there. And so I'm really just making this video to really just hopefully inspire people to really start talking about mental health, and knowing that you don't always have to be like the strong one. You don't always have to be like the strong friend. You can get help. You can let people know that you need help. For the longest time, I just felt like I couldn't talk to anybody. I felt like I couldn't really get the help that I needed. And it's not, again, because I don't have great friends and family, because I truly do. I think for a long time, I felt like I didn't deserve the help, or like my problems, in juxtaposition against different other people's problems was just like minimal. And I had to realize that, what I'm experiencing, it may be unique to me, but if it's impacting me to the point where, I'm feeling stressed out or anxious, like, that is important, whether it's literally the weather outside affecting me, like, that's important, and it's okay to express that and express the need for help. So I'm encouraging everybody out there who's considered therapy, who's considered seeking help for their mental well-being and their mental health. Like, I just encourage you to really reach out. I'm making myself available as a resource right now. I'm not a licensed professional, but I am making myself available as a listening ear in case you feel like you can't reach out to anybody, because I truly know how that feels. And I think that, seeking third-party help, especially when it's coming from an unbiased source. It's so powerful because they can see blind spots. They can really just help you more accurately like reason with the reality of your situation. Sometimes I think when we're in a situation, we're so consumed with it that we don't even understand like this too shall pass, like we're gonna come out of it. And so I just really want to encourage everybody, if you need it, to truly seek help. You're not crazy, you're not less than, you're not weak. In my opinion, I think people that seek help are actually strong, because you are admitting that you don't know it all, that you're not able to handle it all by yourself. And in my opinion, that takes amazing strength. I think that it shows that you can have the humility to recognize, okay, I do need help. I think sometimes, our pride can get in the way. And especially within the Black community, I think that it's very taboo to talk about mental health. I think it's something that I, even personally now, just like saying it, I'm just like, okay, is my problem serious enough to be categorized as like a mental health issue? But I mean, we're all just really trying to deal. I think that, the pandemic has been quite an experience on all of us. And I think that we probably haven't even truly recognized, the lack of interaction with human beings every single day, the ability to get out and, travel to and from work. Like that really offers a mental break for your mind. And I think that just being in the house and living and working in the same place, like I don't think a lot of us really realize the mental toll that takes. There were literally periods during the last couple months where I literally didn't go outside. Like I couldn't tell you what the weather was like outside. Like I was literally just cooped up in my little office, like just working away. And like that's just truly no way to live. So I encourage you, even if you're not ready to maybe take the ultimate step of seeking third-party help, like consider, incorporating a daily walk. It's amazing what fresh air, what sunshine will really do for the mind. A lot of times I felt like, oh my God, I can't afford to take a 30-minute walk because I just have so much to do. But I would challenge you to like flip that mindset and really think like you can't not afford to take this walk, because that really just, it really frees up your mental space, and it allows you to think of something other than like the task or project or, deliverable that you're working on. So I mean, I truly hope this blesses somebody. Like I said, I know I've been MIA, and that was certainly for a purpose. I've been having to really just get myself together, and I want to make sure that, I'm the best version of me, and I'm able to contribute as much as I possibly can. And so look forward to me posting more content. I'm delayed but not denied. The coin flip is still on. I still plan to be obedient and just continue to share my experiences as much as I can around financial health. So I hope you guys are all blessed. Pardon me, not guys. I hope you all are blessed in just trying to do the best that you can. And I just want to, say congratulations and keep pushing. We have made it through an entire year of being socially isolated, and that is no easy feat. So keep going. I see all of you. I think that you all are doing amazing things, and I look forward to getting back to posting content. All right, y'all be blessed.